Hey everybody, time for another quick, very common interview question. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to answer it and get hired. So the question is, tell me about yourself. This is one that you're probably going to hear right when you sit down, if at all. So it's important to ace it and know what you're going to say and not hesitate. Literally as you're, like, before you've even finished getting comfortable in that chair, this might be the question you face. So let's just jump right in and talk about what to do. So in general, when they say tell me about yourself, you need to bring them from point A to point B. And I'll talk about point A in a second. Point B, 99% of the time, is going to be your current situation. So you're going to tell a story, and at the end, you're going to arrive at point B, and point B is, and that's how, and that's why I'm interviewing with you, looking for a chance to do this. Or that's how I became involved in this area. That's why I'm looking for the next opportunity to work with blank. Or if you're a new graduate, that's why I am looking to begin my career in this space. Now, point A is going to vary. If you're a new graduate, point A could be, if you just graduated college, point A could be how you chose your major, how you chose what to study in school. If you've been in the workforce for a few years, point A could be the moment you graduated. So if you've been working 5 years, the start of your story could be, okay, I graduated with my degree in economics in 2009, and then I did this and that, which brought me to this current point where I'm looking for a position where I can do X, Y, Z. And that's point B. Now, if you've been working for 15 years, 20 years, maybe you manage a big team or you're like a director in your company, point A could be, you don't have to go back to graduating. Maybe point A could be your first time managing people. So the start of your story would be, okay, I first became a manager in 2005 where I did this and this. I really liked it. I ended up progressing and doing this and this, and then for this company I had an opportunity to lead this group, and that brought me to here where I'm hoping for an opportunity to build this and this skill and etc. So that's point A varies. Point B is always going to be the current situation. You want to explain to the company why you're sitting in this interview room, what you're hoping to accomplish, what you're looking to gain in your next position, what your priorities are. You want to seem like you have all that together. It's only the top job seekers are always doing that. It's the less desirable job candidates that are kind of going in just thinking, okay, I just want a job. I don't know. I'm not that worried if this is the right fit. You want to seem like you're worried it's the right fit. The only way you can do that is by knowing what is the right fit for you and having something in particular that you want. So point B incorporates what you want. Okay, I got a little sidetracked there. It's important, but let's jump back into this specific question. So along the way, from point A to point B, you're highlighting impressive accomplishments, skills you've gained, experiences you've gained. If you had a chance to work with somebody great that was really influential, you can put that in your story. Like, details are good, but it's really, this is probably the most important thing. You need to be concise, 2 to 3 minutes or less. I'm going to give you some examples coming up so you'll be able to help build your story. And then you should practice at home, and you should use a timer, because hiring managers ask this question. Yeah, they want to hear about you. They want to know about your story. But just as importantly, they want to see that you can get from point A to point B. They want to see that you can deliver a clear, concise story, staying on track without getting off track, because it shows how you communicate, and communication is so important. If they hire you and your manager asks you what's going on with something, and you can't explain the current situation without going off topic 2 to 3 times, that's going to be frustrating for him or her. So this is the test of whether you can do that. So every time again, facts and specifics are great in your story, but every time you're putting one in, you got to think, is it helping get from point A to point B? Is it relevant to the story and the overall path that you're trying to illustrate? Because that's what the hiring manager is going to be thinking. If you're sharing something and it's not related and it doesn't really explain how you got from start to finish, they're going to be thinking, okay, why is this person sharing this? Are they just not very clued in on how they tell a story or how they communicate? And again, that's where the concerns are going to come up. Let's look at some examples. Before we do, the more you can customize this answer to the specific company, the better. This is what's going to get you hired over other people. Most people are not doing this. So when you finish your story, this relates to point B. So when you arrive at point B and you say, and that's why I'm interviewing with you, or that's why I'm conducting this job search right now, looking for a chance to do this and that, tie it to something they do. If you know, there has to be something that they do that you're interested in or passionate about. Otherwise, why are you interviewing with them? So find that and tie the end of your story and give them like a really strong answer why you want to be interviewing with them, and why you've tell them whatever evidence you've seen that suggests that they would be a really great fit for the next thing you're looking for. Whether you've seen it on their website or a news article published about them or the job description, whatever reason you have for wanting to interview with them, you should have something. Share it here. Tie it into the end of your story. And any experience and stories you share in the middle of your story, the more that can be in the context of what they need, the better. So if you're applying for your first management position, you might talk about an opportunity in your last job to start training and unofficially leading some team members. And you can be like, and that's where I became passionate in leading. I realized not only am I good at it, but I really love it. And that's what brought me to my current job search, where I'm looking for an opportunity to really make this the core part of my role. That's a great end to your answer. That's a great part B, or point B, rather. Let's look at some examples now. So this is, if you're not a new college graduate, this is if you've been working for a couple of years. And this would work too if you had a high school degree. You don't need to have a college degree to use this type of answer if you've been working a few years. So let's just go through it. So they said, tell me about yourself. The answer is, I graduated with a business degree in 2010. I was offered an account management position with a telecommunications company that I had interned with already. I loved working with customers and managing and growing my accounts, but the industry we were in, it wasn't appealing to me. I stayed a full year. I learned a lot about how to build and manage accounts successfully, and I ended up becoming a top performer in my group before leaving. I left at the 1-year mark to pursue a very similar position within an industry I'm much more excited about, though, healthcare. So I've been at this healthcare startup. I've been in the healthcare startup space for 2 years with this one company. I feel ready to take my career to the next level, so that's why I'm currently looking for a new opportunity. And so really, this is a general example, but really that end could be stronger. Hopefully, as you heard that or as you read it, hopefully you were thinking, that's not that good, because it really isn't. It's general. I left it general. But that point B could be a lot better. You could say, I feel ready to take my career to the next level, so that's why I'm currently looking, or that's why I was excited to interview with you guys. I saw that you do this and that. You're also in the healthcare space. As a note, if you were interviewing with a company that is not in healthcare, do not talk about, you wouldn't want that much of your story in the middle there to be about how you joined an industry you are more excited about. So if you're, let's say you're looking to leave the healthcare space, your answer you'd want it to look a lot different. You'd want it to say, I learned a lot here, but now I realize more important than industry is an opportunity to work with this type of area or learn this skill, and that's why I'm talking to you guys. So see how you kind of have to customize it for what they're offering. Make things seem more or less important to you based on what they have and based on what they have, and that's how you get hired. That's how they think. That's how you show them that you're really excited to work for them and eliminate any doubt. So if you're moving within the same industry, emphasize that you're interested in that industry and you're excited to stay in that. If you're leaving the industry, emphasize something else. Emphasize a skill you want to build that they offer. There's always a parallel between your current job or your last job or your educational background and the job you want, the job you're interviewing for. There's always something. You've got to find what to emphasize. And if you emphasize the wrong thing, it can kill your chances. And like if it's a different industry, that's a common example of that, where you don't want to emphasize your excitement about this industry that you're looking to leave. That's obviously just not gonna satisfy the hiring manager at all. Let's look at another example. This is if you are a new graduate or if you don't have any work experience. So I completed my degree in finance this summer. It's an area I'm passionate about and I've always been interested in. I think it's because my dad was a stock trader, so I was around it a lot growing up. Now that I've graduated, I'm hoping to find an entry-level position that will use what I've learned and help me grow my skill set. And my long-term goal would be to manage a team. At my university, I was given a chance to take a leadership role in our investment club, and I enjoyed the experience a lot because it provided a chance to lead discussions and present ideas as well as learn about actual investment analysis, of course. So that's what I'm passionate about. That's what I'm hoping to find an opportunity to continue doing next. In my free time, I've actually started trading stocks on my own as well. It's going quite well, so I'm excited to continue that too. So that's another version. You want to see some specifics, like your dad was a trader and you led discussions in the investment club and you're passionate about it. You're choosing, clearly in this example, I'm choosing to just talk about the passion behind why I'm interested in this, and kind of answer the question of why. Because if you don't, if you're a new graduate, companies are going to want to know why. What drives you? Why do you get up every day? What's going to bring you in every day? What's going to keep you going if things get tough? And in this case, the passion is what would convince them. And then again, is obviously when I talked about tailoring your answer and customizing your answer to the company. Obviously, in this case, this answer would only work if the company is offering a position related to investments and financial analysis and that type of thing. Otherwise, you would really need to change your answer. So you need to customize it for what they're offering. You need to make it sound like you're really interested in their position and you have a really well thought out set of motivations for wanting to talk to them. So really, I guess really the question is accomplishing three things if you do it right. And first, you're telling them your story. Obviously, that's what they asked you. You're showing that you can be concise, 2 or 3 minutes or less. Don't forget to practice at home with a timer. And then the third, so those are the first two things. The third thing is showing why you're a good fit for them and why you wanted to interview with them, why you're interested. And that'll often come up as a separate question anyway. But if you can answer it here, that's even more powerful. If you have a chance to kind of tie multiple concepts into one story and really show them that you've thought about this and that you haven't just memorized little 1 or 2 sentence answers for each question and just studied how to interview, but you've really thought about like how your career fits into this company, I guarantee that is going to get you hired. And maybe 10% of the people that you're up against are doing that and understanding that. And the good thing is, it might seem hard at first, but if you keep doing that, it'll become a habit. That'll become your style. That'll become how you approach every interview for the rest of your career. And I'm telling you, it's like 10% optimistically. It might be less. You are going to completely stand out if you do that, if you understand the big picture and tie answers together. I'll stop here. I think this video has gone longer than I wanted, but I also think I packed it with some info more than usual, so I hope this helps some people. If you have questions, let me know in the comments below. I will respond as soon as I get a chance, and if you want more tips like this, if you want more videos, you can check out my blog. I'm trying to do 1 or 2 videos like this a week, so stay tuned on YouTube, stay tuned on my blog, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.